This is a relationship that took place 2 years ago. He's moved on to another relationship. They just had a baby. She waited, per her words, until the new girl had the baby to leak these messages out there. Naturally, TMZ picks this up. Jonah Hill is a massive actor. I mean, he's not like A-list, but he's like...
Pretty famous.
He's A-minus list.
Yeah.
He ain't Leo, but he's the co-star with Leo.
He was Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, hello, Superbad,
Two
21
Oscar
Jump
noms.
Street. He's a guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy. And he's basically saying, hey, look, this is where I'm at in the relationship. This is what I would like you to do or not do. Please respect it. If not, I wish you love, what have you. I'm sure you ladies can attest. You've been in relationships that guys are literally controlling and they're a little too clingy or jealous or misogynist. From a lady's perspective, and then we'll let the two gentlemen weigh in, do you see anything wrong or triggering from
Not
Jonah?
at all. He was great.
You think so?
Yeah, I'd love to date him. Just from his ideology, like he seems super spot on and proper, and you can even tell by like how much cursing she had to do. It seemed like she's coming from a really base and inappropriate place, like not from like a pure. So I don't think they're a good match. Maybe just different cultures. Once again, different.
So
styles.
if a guy says, "Hey, look, Entem,
yeah,
I love you. You're my girl. All right, but you know, so you're a singer, right? This girl was a surfer. I would really appreciate if you don't take X, Y, and Z pictures or hang out with X, Y, and Z people. This is where I'm at. And if you're cool with it, we can do our thing. If not, I'll let you go with love." How would you process something like that?
if it's for my ultimate well-being and there's like validity and truth to it, that those people actually aren't for my ultimate benefit, then absolutely. I believe, you know, what's right is right and wrong is wrong. So if it's good, I support it. And if it's not, hope he could find another woman.
And are you currently in a relationship? You're looking for love?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are going to be falling in love with you right now. Brittany? You ever been in a situation where the guy's like, I don't want you telling jokes. I don't want you saying shit out there. I don't like that you're doing OnlyFans. So, you know, I can't have this.
Then you don't like the things that are about me. From my stance, he knew what he was getting into with the girl that he was dating, how she looked and what she did for a living, and the circles that she operated in. I think for me, it's an attempt at communicating his boundaries in a healthy way. When I read the text messages and I see all of this, I don't like the tone, and it seems like as if it's trying to control her and her essence.
Gotcha.
That's my. I would have dumped if I were dating that guy and he told me to not show my body in the way that I wanted, post bikini pics. It felt very parenting, his tone to her. I personally would have probably broken up with him first and been like, this isn't gonna work.
Gotcha.
Damn.
How do you feel about the fact that 2 years later she just leaked the text messages?
I will jump in about that. I don't think there's ever a good time to leak private messages in a relationship that, at least from my stance, and I could end up being wrong, doesn't seem like there was severe abuse or anything happening in this relationship. It seems like it just ended poorly and it was two people that had different boundaries. I disagree with her on that. I don't think there's ever a good time to leak things like that, and I don't think you're a hero for waiting until his new girlfriend has a... I think there's some residual bitterness on her end, and I don't think she's trying to be a hero and put something out there and me too. Like, I think she's just being pissy. I think they're both being kind of pissy. I can see why it didn't work.
I appreciate your nuanced approach. Where you're like, on one hand, I agree with her.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I agree with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
his text felt a little less like, these are the boundaries I need, and it felt a little like patronizing. But I also don't think she's a class act for leaking this
At
at
any
all.
point, is the fact that he's a Hollywood celebrity and she's just a surfer chick, is there anything there where it's like, he's kind of the big deal, and she's like, after this story, nobody's gonna care about her? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I felt the same way about like Adam Levine and the girl he was DMing, and while he was married, I just felt like as if her timing to all of a sudden come forward about this.
Yeah.
It feels like as if there's always an agenda with everything.
There's always an agenda.
With
Destiny,
everything.
what's your take here? I know you're a big Jonah Hill fan.
I am a big Jonah Hill fan.
I just knew it. I don't know,
Superbad's
something
one of my favorite
about
movies of all
you.
time, okay?
So what's that?
Superbad is a really good movie.
Classic movie.
Classic movie.
We're slowly agreeing more and more and more.
Yeah, I feel like I don't like judging relationship texts without more context, especially when only one side is leaking.
Yeah.
So like there are worlds where I would probably be like 95% of the girl's side. Like let's say Jonah Hill is literally picking out like a picture of her and like a surf suit next to a board with like a guy who like got second place in a contest. He's like, you need to take these down. I would say that's you obviously you're dating a girl that's surfing. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
But I could also see a world where she is posting pictures this is basically just glorified, ass shots, and it's not really celebrating surfing. Like most pro surfing, the girls aren't wearing, G-strings and thongs and bikinis and shit. Like generally they're wearing like full, not a full wetsuit, but they've got like outfits on. There's a world where I could totally see him saying like, this is like too much. But when you only get one side of the text and it looks like some might have been deleted, it's hard to take anybody's side. Irrespective of all of that, I don't know why the fuck she leaked anything. That just seems totally
it just seems
inappropriate.
petty.
And he has a right. He does have a right to say like, listen, even if I did find you like this and whatever, I don't like this anymore.
Wrap up.
He's with it. Yeah, he's
Ryan,
on the right to say that.
last word, and then we got to wrap up.
Oh shit, do we have hard outs here?
We got a hard out.
Sarah Brady is a cunt, and I've never said the C word in my life, but it's for you, Sarah Brady. Relationships are private, and when you take that public, you're a bitch. Also, now that you've shown us private shit, I've said worse shit to my girl. We all have. Fighting with girls via text, I've said some shit. If that got leaked, I'm way worse than a man than Jonah Hill. So first of all, fuck you for ever trying to display a fight with an ex. Fuck you, you bitch. Now, all he said was, this is what I'm cool with and not, no hard feelings. If not, I won't be with you. He could have said, I don't want you to leave the house without just showing your eyes, and if you even breathe, another guy's there. That's all I'm cool with.
See, for me, don't wear this, don't post this of your body that you have control over. Don't hang out with those people. Only hang out with those people if it's in this context. For me, I would run so far in the other direction.
Be as psycho as you want.
Controlling my lifestyle.
He gave her the out. Be as psycho as you want.
I'm just curious. He's the way bigger celebrity, right? I'm just curious if she ever made any requests over what he wears or who he hangs out with.
Yeah, but sometimes it comes from a protective
Okay,
place
hear
as
me
well.
out here for a second.
You're protecting your
What's the
girl.
goal of relationships? Hear me out. What's the goal of relationships?
I mean, it depends on the person, right? Some
Okay,
people want family.
so
time,
relationship.
Some people want
You have
should be
short
an
term
asset.
and you have long term.
Yeah.
Right? The short term, your goal might just be get some fucking ass and get some dick or whatever and just have a great time. But if it's option 2 and it's to get married, to have kids, to have a family, you're going to need to set some boundaries. I'm sorry. At some point, lovely Brittany, you're going to meet a guy and he's like, yo, I'm going to want to make you my wife. And in order for me to make you my wife, here's what I stand for. Here are my boundaries. And you can say, yo, go fuck yourself, buddy. Or you could say, you know what? I do love this guy. And I would like to be a wife. And I get that he's being a little much, but if he's going to be my husband, I'm going to have to actually make some concessions here.
Or crazy thought I meet a guy who meets me exactly where I'm at and he's 100% okay with the fact that I have an OnlyFans and do what I do on there, which isn't even everything, and that I tour for stand-up comedy, that I have to network with. I mean, there's also a world in which I meet somebody who's like, I'm 1,000% okay with what you do.
So here's where I agree with you and here's where I disagree with you. It might not be 1,000%. It might be 94%.
Sure.
It might be 94.5%.
Yeah.
He might be, I love that you're doing comedy. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. But here's what I'm not cool with.
Totally, and I'm able to compromise.
And that's the fucking point.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Is that if you're going to be with somebody, you're going to have to make some concessions.
I think-
Like, I've been with a girl and she's like, you know, you're a little too friendly. You know everybody. You talk to everybody. You're this and that. Like, everyone says hi to you and it's like, yeah, I'm raw.
I will say, hold on, you gotta be careful.
What I did do is I say, what we can do is we don't have to go out every weekend. Sometimes we'll just stay in and we can have alone time.
The question,
And I'm
though, is
willing
like,
to
is this-
compromise.
They can't compromise. They clearly don't work, which is what I think my main point was.
Yeah.
Objectively, they're not on the same page.
And the question is, too, is this a 95-5 come together, or is this like a 50-50? Because like if you're dating a girl that posts modeling pics and surfs and is on Instagram, and you're telling her to stop model and stop posting pictures of her surfing on Instagram, it's like how
That's
much of a
not
compromise
50-50?
really? Yeah,
Yes.
that might be like a really
Good
big.
He sounds
point.
insecure.
Maybe, but it's hard to know without the other context.
Last word, and then we got to wrap up. Super chat. Here's my last final thing. I've interviewed, Nat, how
Thousands.
many women
Yeah.
between Rolling Loud,
Thousands.
Ultra, model volleyball, whatever.
Thousands.
Here's what I have learned. It is perfectly acceptable for women to have a laundry list of checklist of their preferences. I want a guy who's 6 foot. I want him making 6 figures. I want him to be funny and cool and sweet and nice and have big sex and big dick and this and that. I don't want him to be nice but not too nice. I want him to be rough in the bedroom but not too rough. I want him to get along with his grandma, but I also want him to choke me out a little bit. I have all these different things. You know what I'm talking about here. All these different things.
He sounds perfect.
There you go. All these different things that women have prerequisites for. And nobody's upset with that.
Yeah.
No, it's like, okay, cool, that's what she wants. If a guy goes, hey, look, just don't be a hoe. Like, only kind of hang with me. You might have to stop hanging out with your surfer dudes or guy friends, what have you. And, be my girl and don't do crazy wild shit.
Yeah,
and be nice.
Cancel him.
Yeah. So it's like, what a fucking misogynist scumbag.
Yeah.
It's like, so at what point a guy can't have any standards or boundaries whatsoever? He's labeled a misogynist. Jonah freaking Hill is a misogynist.
I would like to reiterate,
He's like
I
the
don't-
sweetest guy ever. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is that nobody gets mad when a girl like Cardi B is like, broke boys don't deserve no pussy. They better act right. Whatever. It's like, all right, I
Yeah,
guess.
but Cardi B isn't
I
going
guess
to broke
guys
boys at
don't
McDonald's
deserve-
and picking them up, right?
What's
That's the
that?
whole point. Cardi B doesn't go to McDonald's and make fun of broke boys. This guy found a surfer model on Instagram and said, I don't want you to be a surfer model. That's
That's what
probably
I'm
the
saying.
issue, right?
He's asking her to compromise
in order to
her
be his
essence.
wife. Anyway.
And maybe she'll go and find somebody who doesn't
My
have those
message to the
asks.
gentlemen out there is don't be ashamed that you have standards and boundaries.
But the
don't
more
feel
important
bad.
message is don't go to a club looking for a princess.
Sometimes you gotta kiss some frogs in order to find a princess. No?
Frog will always be a frog.
Okay, gotcha.
I agree
don't
with
know.
that.
We'll leave
You
it
need,
right there.
you need
though,
another
guys.
ego amigo line
Can't turn
there.
him around.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Destiny, I was so close to liking you, bro. So close.
Fuck you, Sarah Brady.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire SOSCAST, click right here.